Welcome to the Eiffel Tower. Today we are traveling up the 1/3 scale replica of the one in Paris, which stands at 314 feet tall. Just a reminder that the water park closes at 7 and the dry park closes at 10 with fireworks everywhere, so you can get the best view from the top. If you have any questions, ask our associate at the top and have a great rest of your day.
Greetings Earthlings, today we are back with Kings Island in Minecraft. Today we are going to be building RACER. Last episode we finally finished Coney Mall. It was very not fun. I don't know why I started to say that. It was actually pretty painful, to be completely honest with you. But anyways guys, hopefully we can get it all done in this one episode. Although it is a pretty big ride and the angle that it's at will make it a little bit frustrating, especially being a wooden coaster with all the supports. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please stick to the end to make our suffering worth something. But anyways, without further ado, let's jump right on into the time lapse. Alright guys, so welcome to this new idea that we had, okay? So the reason that this video is a lot longer than most of our normal KI videos, and the reason that you're hearing me talk right now at all, is because we are going to be doing a voiceover for the time-lapse. So, as opposed to the normal, just music, really fast-paced time-lapse to make it not boring, what we're going to be doing now is actually talking over the time-lapse and explaining what we're doing at these different points. And hopefully it'll be a little bit more interesting, but definitely let us know your feedback down in the comments. Also, by the way guys, sorry for the lack of uploads lately. We've just had a lot busier schedule lately, and it's going to be this way for a while. So we're still going to try and get videos out as soon as we can, but that's why it's a little bit slower now, upload schedule wise. Alright, so we're going to jump right into things here, and what we're starting off by building right now is we are building the little entrance to the actual RACER station.
So yeah, we spent about 45 hours on this episode, so it's been a hefty episode. But yeah, right now I'm just building the station, trying to figure out some issues, and trying to figure out how to make this top slope at a angle, which is surprisingly more difficult than I expected.
Yeah, so it was definitely a lot harder. You can see the little red and blue thing for the actual sign. But yeah, that's just like where the entrance of the queue is. It's barely ever used, pretty much just a straight shot. Then I'm over here right now kind of building this little layout for the actual station itself. And then this is one really big measuring pole to basically see if the slope we had for the ride actually lines up. And it did, which is really good because that means that our measuring for the station worked correctly. And you can kind of see us just trying to figure out how spacing would work. And we end up over here just changing a little bit of like the wall for antique autos, trying to make it fit better because we ended up needing to adjust it so that the slope of that and the slope of the RACER itself is the same. Then back over here, we are building the actual station a little bit more, just kind of piecing it back together, making sure it's in the right position. A few blocks of a difference we realized were wrong. By the way, guys, part of this episode was actually live streamed. So if you were there, that's awesome. Definitely let us know, you know. We love seeing all the interaction and everything. But if you weren't, you should definitely make sure that you can catch us live by subscribing and clicking that bell so that you can be notified when we are live. And then you'll be able to hang out with us, you know, talk, ask questions, or just have a chill little chat about roller coasters and Kings Island and really anything. I mean, I think it's pretty fun to have live streams with you guys just interacting. So definitely subscribe to be notified and everything.
Right now, I was connecting to the station. Max was working on starting the entrance to the ride from the station to the lift hill, and on the red side, it was actually, the track is straight in real life compared to like form facing off of International Street, which is nice, but in my opinion, looks a little funky, but it is nice and it's straight, which helps ease.
Yeah, the red side for the turnaround at the beginning was really easy because, yeah, it was straight, but the blue side was really annoying because it was almost a 45-degree angle, but it wasn't. So obviously here, just like everything else with roller coasters, what we're doing is we're measuring out the points, like lengthwise, we're measuring out the points where it has the highest points and the lowest points, and then we're measuring how high they are using 3D buildings on Google Earth, and then we're combining that information to actually complete the ride itself. And then in between, when we were measuring the height and the location of where it gets to the low points, we're measuring out the slope. Like right here, we're measuring out how the actual curve will go, and then we're lining it up with the slope of it sideways.
And right now, we're kind of mapping out the turnarounds, mapping out the heights and locations of 3D buildings, as Max said. And something nice is that 3D buildings was just updated. They updated it about like every 8 to 10 years. So the last time was updated was Sun and Beast was there, and in case you didn't know, that was torn down in I think 2012 or 2013. Well, it was just updated like a month ago, so next episode we'll be working on Mystic. because we can finally do that with the hill heights.
Yeah, because we were stuck doing, the whole reason we skipped Mystic Timbers to begin with is because we just didn't have enough information with 3D buildings being outdated and everything. But since they finally updated it, we will actually be able to do that, and when we get around to it, we'll be able to do Banshee now, which we were worried about before. So that is awesome, and we will be doing Mystic Timbers next episode, so definitely stay tuned for that. Right here, as we were doing before with the rest of the ride, we're just, measuring the different points of the locations of the highs and lows, mapping out the slopes, connecting it all, and making the turnarounds real nice and simple.
One nice thing, although Orion is not in the updated 3D buildings, they do actually list the hill heights for each hill, including the brake run, because it is a Giga, and I guess for smaller rides they don't do that, but for bigger rides, I guess they feel the need to list the height of each hill.
Yeah, so
really
so 3D buildings, even though it just got updated in 2020, the information was taken for it in 2019, but luckily if we were gonna not have access to it for one coaster, at least that coaster is the one where they have all of the hill heights online other places.
The only thing about Orion is that satellite imagery, which we're using in supports, is not updated, so until that is updated, we also will be putting Orion on hold until they update satellite.
Yeah, so next episode we'll be doing Mystic Timbers because they just updated 3D buildings. Then we'll be moving on into probably more connection stuff, moving towards Action Zone and a few other areas. But as soon as they update the flat images for Google Earth, we'll be moving back over here and working on Area 72 and Orion.
And right now is when we actually started live streaming.
Yeah, this is actually
we streamed for about 2 hours.
Yeah, we streamed for about 2 hours, and it was really nice. Yeah, so right there, we were just lowering down the track because we realized it was actually more like on the ground type of a thing versus being a little bit higher like it was before. Now I'm over here mapping out the backwards portion of the ride as it starts to go back towards the station. You can see me doing that and mapping out all the slopes of that. And then Alec, you're coming along here and you're just kind of thickening the track with the fences and everything. Finally putting all the supports in. So then we're going to move back on over here, and you can see us realizing that we accidentally got part of the hill wrong, and we had to freaking redo the hill a little bit on that side, which was really annoying, but it's fine. It wasn't that hard. It was just slightly frustrating. Then over here, we are mapping out the brake run because it's a very shallow slope, but it definitely does slope because gravity. And you can see us making the tunnel for it. And this is pretty much where we got to with the live stream. So that whole little segment you could have been there for. So definitely stick around because we will be trying to do more live streams now since, like I said, schedule is tighter for uploads. So we're going to try and do more live streams so that we can still have get something out to you guys. Over here, I'm starting to mirror the way back, and how I'm doing this is I'm actually making it a few blocks forward in relation to the other side, because if it was 100% mirrored, it would look weird with the angle that the ride is actually at, so this way it looks more natural. But other than that, that part was pretty simple, and then this part was a little bit different because of the angle that the turnaround was at in that little turn.
Yeah, so we spend a ton of time on every recording segment, like although it took, I think, a month and a week to get this video out, like every recording session was probably, I'd say 2 to 4 hours, like just like getting on, like
yeah, somewhere
and then, like
in there.
sometimes like we would just get on for like an hour just to get something done because like it's such a hefty project and like there's so many things that go into it. So like by now I think we spent like what 300 hours on the entire series.
Yeah, this episode actually just pushed us over to where now this entire series of Kings Island and Minecraft has taken us over 300 hours at this point. And we're like just halfway at this point. Like that's insane. So thank you guys so much for the support with this because like it's taking so much time. So I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying it. So yeah.
Speaking of supports.
Oh yeah, speaking of supports. Yeah, okay, so what we're doing here is obviously we're mapping out the supports for the side that kind of like help support the actual lift hill itself. And what I had just done before this is what you can see right here is I shifted over the red side of the track so that now the red and the blue side are a block off and it looks more natural considering the slope that it's at. Now what I'm doing is obviously mirroring the supports of the lift hill over to the other side, and then we are going to be moving on over here, and I am now working on the exit of the ride, which It comes a little close to the actual track because Minecraft is annoying and you can't really have super fine things. Like, even half slabs are really big if you think about their sizing in real life with the scale that we're using. So it is a little bit tight, but you can definitely see how the exit actually works and how it connects back to the main part of Coney Mall.
Like, another thing, like, with, like, sizing issues, like Max mentioned, like, a slab is 1.5 feet. So, like, normally in real life, like, that pathway would probably be about, like, 6 inches, 3 inches thick, but Minecraft, it's just, I mean, we don't really have anything else to do, so we have to, like, kind of adjust with what we have. And it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it's whatever, and
Yeah.
we'd rather have it look nice than look stupid.
So up here, what I'm doing is I'm putting the signs up here at the top of the lift hill that says, like, don't stand up, keep your hands and arms inside the car at all times. And I actually dyed it the proper color for each side of the coaster because obviously that is how it is in real life. And they added that feature in one of the more recent updates where you can dye signs and get the text to change colors. Thought that was really cool. Also, you saw earlier me kind of just putting in all the details for inside the station with all the actual, like, cues and everything. Moving on back over here, we are now going to be doing the supports for the turnaround and all the little sideways supports that are over here.
So we had a lot of issues with this because of the way, like, you can't really amplify a circle, like, and make the supports look nice, if that makes, I don't really know a good way to describe it.
Yeah, because the slope of the supports, like how they connect up to the rest of the ride, has to be the same all the way around. So if we wanted to still make it a perfect circle, it just wouldn't line up the same way that we wanted to.
So it's kind of like a circle octagon mix.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but it looks the best for, like, it still works and still looks pretty good. So unfortunately, that's gonna be how it's gonna be. What?
Yeah.
Anyways, what we're doing here is we're an idiot, and basically now we're shifting over the entire ride 2 blocks because we realized that it was way too close to Antique Autos. So I'm literally just copy and pasting it section by section. You can see this kind of like wave happening where I'm just like taking little sections of the ride and copy and pasting it over a little bit. And yeah, it definitely worked out a lot better and made everything a lot nicer. So I'm not really sure where our measurements went wrong, but this just ended up making everything a lot easier, and it was more accurate pretty much everywhere else. So we just must have measured something wrong, but we just fixed that. All looks good now. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving on back over here, where we're going to build the last little bit of the supports for the 3D section of the supports.
And like, we make a lot of mistakes. Like, I think one of our biggest mistakes was Flying Ace Aerial Chase. We had a lot of issues with
and
that.
Brewhouse.
In Brewhouse, yes, we also messed up a lot of Brewhouse. But like, it takes a lot of time to fix it. Like, when we fixed Brewhouse, I think that took like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's literally just a building. It's not even like a ride. It just, there's so many things where we think it looks fine, but then we measure it in the future and realize that we did something wrong and we have to go back and fix it. It happens all the time. So yeah, like, we're not perfect, obviously, so that's gonna happen from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, it does suck, like, making mistakes, but I mean,
yeah, it's gonna happen.
And hey, you gotta fix it. Like,
alright, so
there could be other things that are wrong we don't know about, but
yeah, hopefully not though. But yeah, so that was us finishing up the last little bit of the supports, like I said, including the little supports that are inside where the track splits. Then what we're doing right here is we are measuring out Action Theater, which is basically only ever used for Urgent Scare during Halloween Haunt, but its technical name is Action Theater. And we tried to measure it, we tried to make it earlier, but the measurements just weren't adding up, so this time we remeasured it, and it lined up a lot better, so you can see us doing that. And then I'm right now making the pathway over there. Yeah, but basically, so we finished the walls over there, because basically, since you're obviously literally going under the racer, you kind of have these walls to make sure you can't freaking, like, get to places you're not supposed to. And then there's just these maintenance pathways that I'm also working on right now that are outside of this wall. It's kind of just trying to keep all the maintenance stuff out of the view of the regular guests. So the maintenance pathways that end up going behind this turnaround, there's actually 2 of them. There's this one that I'm building right now, this little concrete pathway that goes around the outside of it, and it looks pretty nice, but then there's also one that goes inside the turnaround. Not really sure why they both exist, because I'm not really sure why you would need to get inside the turnaround. I don't really know if there's anything in there that you need to be in there for specifically, but it's there, so we built it, and now you can see how you can kind of pick and choose which way you want to go around there.
And so a little history about Action Theater. Before Urgent Scare, which is now, as Max said, an annual haunted house, it was like a 4D theater, and apparently I've been to it. I don't have any memory of it, but apparently I've been in it. And I think the last thing it played was like a SpongeBob show. I'm not really completely sure why, but yeah.
So yeah, basically what we did over there just now is we ended up building the little entrance to Area 72. We didn't build like the entrance, like the sign and everything, because we're going to save that for the episode that we actually do the rest of Area 72, but we built the little car outside the front of it with the radio, and we built the dashes to make the actual pathway seem like a road, and then we'll get into the rest of it later. Then I just kind of finished up the little pathways there, more maintenance areas. Then this is another little tunnel that goes under the RACER. Pretty sure this used to be the entrance to Action Theater, and then once they added Windseeker, they couldn't really access it anymore, and they built a new entrance to it. Because literally the other side of that tunnel is like boarded off by where Windseeker is, so I don't know why, but you know, either way, you can't use it anymore. Then we're now starting to actually work on bringing Action Theater to life. So yeah, basically what we're doing right now is we're building the building itself, and then we realized, wait, there's terraforming. So you can't really see it for the most part, but if you go into 3D buildings on Google Earth, you can actually see that there's a lot, it like slopes down in the back a lot. So this was a huge project because now we had to actually like remove this pathway and like entirely re-terraform this entire section, which was very annoying. Luckily, World Edit made it a lot easier than it would have been if we didn't have that. And yeah, so it ended up being pretty simple overall, and then I just had to kind of map out the pathway once more and make sure it all still lined up. Also, Alec, remember when you were building this and you were like, what the heck, where'd these holes come from?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were literally just like lagging or something, because it was there while you were building it in front of the time-lapse
Really?
perspective.
That's weird.
Yeah, from the time-lapse perspective, you were literally just building it and there were holes. I don't
think
know.
I was lagging, like, because my connection was really bad.
Yeah, maybe it just like didn't place properly. Then we added all the trees back in, finished adding some more pathways, added some more trees up here, and then what we are going to be doing right now is we're actually going to be starting building the queue for Action Theater.
This was really stressful and annoying because a lot of things weren't adding up, and because of size, like the actual pathway is 2 meters wide, so that's about 6 feet. But with Minecraft, to make it a functioning pathway, at some points it needs to be 4 blocks wide, but for the most part 3. So you can see how like the fences or the iron bars don't connect up there. That's really just because of logistical reasons that we can't really make it bigger.
Yeah, so then we added in all the greenery over there, and then we added in those little Windseeker things that they use when Windseeker gets stuck. I don't think they've ever actually had to use them, which is good, but that's why they're there. We just had to add those. And then this is the last little bit of the video right here. We are just kind of adding in some finishing details around the station itself. Obviously adding some greenery around here with the trees and the little fences over there. Then we added in where the roof connects because we're having trouble with that. Then final thing here, we added the little areas where they store the trains and they're not being used, added the little maintenance stairways, and that is it, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this episode of Kings Island of Minecraft. But wait, there's more. We're in line right now because we are going to hop on the train for another POV comparison video, just like every other roller coaster that we do. Hope you guys enjoy this, and let us know your feedback down below if you like how accurate it is. But anyways guys, enjoy the ride. Welcome back, riders. How was that ride? It was amazing, right? It was great and fun and accurate and all the best things that you could ever say about everything that we do, because yes. Anyways, guys, hope you did enjoy it. Make sure you let us know if you liked it by leaving a like, and on to the rest of the outro. And today, we did the RACER, and it was a very, very long process, and I am sorry that this video took way too long to come out. I already said this during the intro, I'm sure, but I just want to again reiterate the fact that, you know, everything is kind of getting itself back together with, like, school and everything, and just other things that come up in our life, so unfortunately, like I said earlier, there will be a longer time between episodes now, but we're still going to be trying to get them out to you as soon as possible, and this is what you got today, so hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the new style of time-lapse that we're doing with the whole, like, more chill music and the voiceover. If you do like it, make sure to comment down below, or if you absolutely hate it, also comment down below, because we don't want to do something you completely hate. But yeah, basically, guys, we hope you really did enjoy it. We're sorry again for the wait, but we are still going to be trying to get videos up and out for you guys as soon as possible. And without further ado, we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.